Will I start off today's episode by telling everyone about the text message exchange that's just been
You can.
happening?
Fire ahead, Carl.
So into our group with Emma, producer Emma, myself and Aisling.
Can I just say it's not the work group, it's the I Love My Slishy Wishy group.
Yes, that's fair enough.
Yes.
Um,
So Emma is and your other sister are like very much
Oh yeah,
my
I
skin
know.
and blisters.
Yes, I know that. That's true.
I love that more than I love you.
Sorry, that's the same me and you and your mum. Well, anyway, Ash's message said, "This fart followed through, so not recording yet," with a picture of Ash's face like this. If anyone's watching on YouTube. And then Ash privately messaged me herself and said, "Still going. This is my third shit today."
Welcome, lovely listeners, to another episode of
How are you, lovey?
I'm Aisling,
I'm Carl.
and you're back with us
Yeah, that's
on
right.
this week's main episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Love how after all this time we still don't have an intro.
No.
Okay, before I ask you,
Yes.
just a reminder to everyone to get in touch with us on Instagram. How are you, lovey? You can find us there. Send us a DM. Leave a comment under any of the clips that are there. We put some question boxes up as well that you can get in touch with us. And you can send us an email as well. If there's something you want to get into a bit more depth with,
Yes.
howaryoulovey@gmail.com. We love your emails.
Can I just pass comment? Because normally sometimes you would read out a 5-star review.
Yeah.
But Catherine on Spotify has messaged in the last 2 episodes. So Catherine Clark normally sends messages in to us, right?
Yes, yeah.
And Catherine last week sent in a message to say, how do I rate 5
5
stars?
stars.
So I wrote this to say, I'll take note of this in the correspondence section, and to say, Catherine, you message in to us enough that you do not need to specifically rate us 5 stars. Then the following episode then, so on our bonus episode, she messaged to say, 5 stars.
5 stars. She actually quite literally messaged in
5
with 5 stars. Well,
So Catherine Clark, thank you so much.
well, fair play to you. All right, time for us to get into it. Aisling, how are you, loving?
Yeah, because I'm going to go first, because this is the new me.
New.
As in, this is the new me. We were saying last week, get me out of my comfort zone. I go first.
Oh, go first.
Yeah.
Sorry, have you been not doing that because you've just been a bit shy at the start of the
I
episode?
think I automatically go to ask you. I'm like, I'll let Carl talk first.
Okay, yeah,
He
go on.
talks for the best part of us anyway.
Exactly.
So where are we? I looked back at the video footage from last week.
Oh, from the
Oh,
podcast.
them angles were not good.
Yeah, they weren't great now.
I mean,
I actually, can I
what
just
a
say...
way to get a girl's self-esteem low.
Oh,
Not
no.
low.
No.
Not low. Not, I'm being a bit exaggerative there, right? But the angles were not good.
No,
but then my skin looked flawless. So I mean, pros and cons.
I look like a thumb in it.
Yeah,
it was a
like-
desperate angle. If anyone's seen any of the clips online, it was because we were on holidays and it was basically just filming on the iPhone. The iPhone was propped up on a chair, which was on top of a table because I didn't have a tripod.
Shocking.
Yeah, it wasn't great now. But
You know when people say they have an hourglass figure? I just had a glass figure. Do you know that way? Like,
no, will you stop that now? You looked absolutely beautiful.
well, I just thought I'd like to say cheers for the angles. But my skin looked flawless, so happy out.
No, but do you know what though?
Tell me.
It's so true, that whole thing about angles. As in, it is absolutely mental how an angle can change how
And
you
lighting,
perceive yourself.
lighting.
That's why you see a lot of people online and they film themselves from a really high angle.
No, yeah.
Whereas I nearly make a point of filming myself from below.
I know, you can see your nostril hairs.
Yeah, you can sometimes. But I'm just like, do you know what it is? I'm too mortified to walk around if I'm ever filming myself with the phone high up.
Which is what they do.
That
I
seems
find
like,
that
hi
really-
guys.
Yes.
I'm just like, no, I can't do that. I couldn't be arsed. So
yeah.
I'd rather look like a boiled ham.
Yeah, no. So there, that's all I'll say now about the boiled ham and glass. Here we go.
Well, hopefully this week we look better.
Sorry, you look like a boiled ham and I look like a glass. So hopefully this week we do look better, even though we're unwashed.
Yeah.
We're straight in from work. Kids are in bed. Happy days. Last week, Norfolk. Just a whopper week, wasn't it? Now, it was absolute carnage. Let's have the reality of the situation.
Yeah, because I actually do think this is important.
It was absolute carnage. But maybe this is where they say that kids are like, there was absolute carnage and mayhem, but then there were pockets of lovely nostalgic parts between the kids, between us, with the kids, between us as adults, that we were like, do you know what, this is blissful.
Because I don't know whether I actually properly explained this last week. We were there with are cousins. So I have a cousin who was born on the exact same day as me.
Yes, so same age, same year.
Same
all
age,
that
same
jazz.
year. And they have a little 2-year-old. And we've been very close with them as cousins. And in fairness, like, since we started going out, you're really good at making an effort with, like, my family and with friends and everything. And you have kind of, what's the word? You've got
Forged
this
a relationship
forged. That's the word I was
with
looking for.
your cousin.
You forged this lovely relationship with my cousin.
Yes.
And in fairness,
Which I had before kids were there.
no, totally,
Yeah.
which is just so lovely, and I love seeing that as well.
Yes.
And because they're cousins that live in England as well, it's nice to have the excuse. They had come over a couple of times, and we said, right, it's our turn now to make sure we get over. So that's why we were in Norfolk with them. I truly think,
Yes.
I know as a parent, I sometimes see people putting up the reality of their holidays away.
Yes.
And I genuinely appreciate it when people are like, do you know who's really good for this? Kate Lawler.
Oh, sorry.
Kate
My
Lawler's
fave.
really good.
I absolutely love her.
And she's put stuff up before about holidays. And she's like, I had a lovely holiday, but this was also the reality.
Yes.
And she would, kind of put up videos, and there might be tantrums, or there might be this, that, and the other. And you're just like, oh, thank God. That's not just us.
It's normal. And she has one child now. She's the 2 dogs as well.
Yes.
But so last week we effectively just lived in Bavian's tantrum.
She was
breaking all our hearts until the last day. And it's like she knew it was the last day. And she just was like, okay, I've given up tantruming now. I'll just go back to my normal self.
We were just like, where was this child
Where
for
was
the
this
last
one?
week?
She was happy.
It was
She was eating her food.
very first time I've understood what people say when you say you're having a third. People go, oh, you're going to be outnumbered now.
Yes.
This to me, I was like, oh, we felt outnumbered.
Yeah. In fairness, I've probably felt outnumbered since she's been on her feet.
Yeah, that's
Because if
true.
I'm going out more
That is
and like
true.
if the kids aren't listening and I'm like, I want to bring you this
Yeah.
way, but you are going, so then you feel outnumbered when they're going in all directions and you have to try to clamber them
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
But yes, at dinner time, it was a little bit impossible. So after night 2, I said to you, just leave her to me and you navigate the other 2, right? Because
She
if
wanted you as well a lot.
I was the main person that she
Yeah.
wanted. So I was like, if we were trying to both have dinner, so normally our kids are so good, they sit and eat dinner. And once
we're very
one-
lucky with.
Yeah. So once one kicks off, once there's a distraction there, all hell breaks loose. So I think it's always important for one of us to maintain, and we learned that on holidays. It
Especially when
worked
you're with
better.
other people as well.
Yeah, it worked better when we weren't both trying to navigate her tantrum. So by night 2, when the tantrums were still going, I was like, just leave her with me, you eat, and then we'll swap.
do
But
a
then the
swap.
problem is, when we swapped, she didn't want Carl still. So then it was a case of I had to kind of, she might have eventually come back, or I fed her something while we were walking so I could ease her into the chair. And it was just carnage. We've never had to do that with any of the kids.
Yeah.
And then like that, it just wasn't, we were very self-conscious then for your cousins who we were also on holiday with. It was their holiday too.
Yeah.
And as much as they were saying like, look, you're never to be sorry, because they have it with their 2-year-old too. But it was just, I've never had a child like that.
It was, and a lot of the time then, when we were taking in turns, every place we went to, by
Yes.
the way, pubs and a lot of restaurants, most of them,
Amazing.
they all had playgrounds.
Yes.
So a lot of the time, like, in order to distract them, once the kids had eaten, I was like, right, I'll bring them to the playground.
Yes.
And just try and, keep them occupied.
And bear in mind, the weather was so good that all the playgrounds, like they could go into the
the
playground.
whole time.
Yeah.
But what was Jesus again, when you talk about feeling outnumbered, like, Baby's a lunatic.
Oh, but don't forget,
she wasn't walking 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, but the thing is, she climbed before she walked. Like, she was crawling around to the slide, walking up the steps, would go down the slide herself, refused to get a hand,
Yeah.
and then crawl back around. She refused to get up on her feet, and she refused to take your hand to put her down the slide. So she was climbing before she walked.
So that's what I experienced as well, even in the playground. And it was like, again, when you talk about feeling outnumbered, there was one day in particular where Bavian was climbing up and going down the slide, and again wanted to go down herself, and then decided, I want to go down face first because that's more crack.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've got Ayla who would be like, Daddy, 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 because she's stuck. And then you'd be like, Davy, Daddy, look at me. I can do the monkey bars. And you're like, oh my God, like there's so much
Sorry,
going on.
You were very overstimulated for the first 2 nights.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, getting back to that playground, I was saying to your cousin, so they have a 2-year-old, and he very much, I've learned the hard way with him, as in I've had to graft a bit more with him to kind of get on his side, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there was a point where his mum had to leave, because I think one of our kids called me and she was like, I'm up here, I'll look after Babe. I think it was Ayla or Baving, and she was, you just stay down there by the monkey bars. And I said, I'm here if you need me to help. And he's like, I'll do it myself. I'm like, perfect. And he didn't say it that way, but he's 2, so like the other way. And I know he's on the second bar and he just looks at me, and to say the sheer determination, he was like, I will not ask her to help. But he's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So then he looks back at me and he just goes, it still cracks me up. He just looked at me and he just like tried to swing, and he's like, hey. And I was like, help, okay. So I just held him, and then he's like, okay, fine. And then I was like, I said to your cousin Rachel, I was like, Rachel, that was a moment for me, because he actually asked me to help him with something. He was brilliant.
But I think that's genuinely just an important thing to say. We had an absolutely beautiful week, but Jesus Christ, it was stressful too.
Oh, it was but like I said, there's some lovely pockets. So say there, that's a perfect example where there's a lovely pocket.
Yeah.
By Thursday, and Baving had come around, and on the last night we had a lovely time. We were all laughing over that. That's a lovely pocket.
Yeah.
Do you know that
there
way?
was loads of lovely moments.
I mean, I brought Davey for sea swims. Ayla, they both got into the water with me. I had special moments with both of them where I took them out. Davey and I were going on cycles the whole time. I went out for runs, cycles. Could I speak about my run?
Go on.
Well, the feckin' run where I nearly died. I was nearly going back on a stretcher to you, Carl.
You went, so it was during nap time, and Ash was like, right, I'm going to go out for a run. I was like, yeah, perfect.
I said to Carl, I'm going out for an L10K run. I'll be back in about an hour.
I think you weren't that much longer than that.
I was an hour and a half, Carl.
That's all right.
Carl, to say I was swollen. My engagement ring comes off. Not a problem.
Yeah.
I was so swollen, my rings felt tight.
Yeah, but hang on. I think an hour and a half, 10K in that heat is really good going.
So I would run it normally. I had to stop and walk. Well, the road wasn't really easy to run on. That was the other thing. The first part of the run, I went down by, because not all in Norfolk, sorry, but East Anglia is quite flat. And where we were, so Thornham, and the other name of the town is Stunny Hunstanton.
Yeah.
It's all filled with marshland, so the tide goes out so much, and around that marshland you've kind of a sandy boarded path called the Norfolk Coastal Path. So I said, right, I'll go on a run around that and then back up the main road to the house. And the Norfolk Coastal Path I was running, and it was beautiful. I ran from where we were in Thornham, and then I went to Home Next to Sea, and Home Next to Sea was where the beach would be closest to us. And I saw, is it like a munchop or something is the name of the animal that looks like a deer, smaller than a deer. So I actually was taking out my phone to take a video for you guys, and then he ran back into the bush. So it was beautiful, because you're running by woodland, marsh, and literally the beach was also right in front of you, right? So you're running by that. And then all of a sudden, the boarded walk just stopped. Like, it literally just stopped. And I was like, maybe it's just for a little bit. And I just was stupid about this, because I was like, right, the kids are sorted, they're in the paddling pool with you. This was at 11:30 I went out for a run.
Yeah.
Was it not?
Yeah.
12 o'clock in the day.
Do you know what was so funny? You were on the run, and you were really worried about taking ages to get back. And I was like, you're grand. Because you weren't gone that long. Do you know what I mean?
It took me an hour and a half to get up. I even texted you being like, this is what I'm running. The view was fabulous, but me running on that, I died.
Running on sand's a nightmare.
And then the heat, but then I was like, I'm using this as a bit of a workout as well, so I'm powering on. So then by the time I got up, and it was hilly, so I was like, I'm using this as a bit of a hill, to get me used to hills and everything. But I was so determined that it fucked me over the other end.
Sorry though, genuinely now. Can we just acknowledge?
No. Acknowledge as much as you want. I want to tell you how weak I was. That's why I was texting you. I text you to be like, come pick me up.
Is that what you were hoping I'd do?
I was kind of subtly saying that.
No,
like
never. No, you were in it. No one could pick you up during the marathon, so no.
I was literally like, let me go back to the messages, right? Tuesday.
I don't know if that's what you were getting at.
I literally said, struggling, sand and heat, ha. And then you sent me a little heart face. And at that stage, I was 5 kilometres in took the 35 minutes to get to that part. And I then said, stopped for a bit. It's roasting, but it is 12 on the day. And you're like, well done, that's great going. Then I sent you a voice message. Sorry, I'm just about to come back up on the main road now. The heat. I think by the looks of it, looks like another kilometre on that road. I just don't know if I can run it, but I'm hoping that I can. It's just the cars on the road. I'm not used to that part, but anyway. So I should be with you by about half. Sorry, it's longer than what I wanted to run for. So I'm showering up your man. Because I'm gone a good while. Now, unless, I'm not sure if they're eating or not. If you want to run them out of the car, and then I'll get back home quicker, and then you go from then. You take your time, and I'll do lunch and bedtime with them.
Oh, sorry. I actually didn't hear you specifically ask me to come and get you.
And then, right, so that was...
Sorry, also very embarrassing inclusion in that voice note.
Why?
Because no one knows you call me Lobster Man.
Oh, sorry. So sorry. And then, right, so that was 20 minutes after the first text, right?
Shit, I'm sorry. I didn't even hear that.
So I was struggling at that point. And I was like, oh, hopefully it's a kilometre, right? It was another fucking 5 kilometres to get home. So that's where I was like, oh, shit. So then I accidentally voice rang you 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
Then I said, sorry, didn't mean to ring you. On the main road now, busy with cars, but shouldn't be too long. And they're like, take your time. We're all good here. Kiss, kiss. And then I was like, then I texted him another 3 kilometres in. I was like, nearly there, Lobby.
That's, sorry. I missed, no. You need to be more specific now. If you want to lift, just specifically text me, go, can you come get me?
I think for me, the whole thing was I felt guilty that in my head, which I probably hadn't communicated to you, I would be this amount of time. So therefore, I would take over, do their lunch, get them up to bed, then so that you could go. We'd both get the benefit of 45 minutes each if you wanted to do some exercise or something. Yeah. That's what I was planning in my head. Instead, I took 2 of our 45 minutes.
Well, Ash came home. Sorry, no, it still works out
I was
fine.
a boiled ham that day.
Ash came home and I went upstairs for a nap and it was heaven. It was absolute heaven.
I had a lovely shower. It was fab.
I did no exercise on holidays.
That's
but
allowed, Carl.
I did a lot of lying on my Shakti mat, which I
You
brought
did
with
a lot
me.
of lying on your Shakti mat. I took advantage of doing exercise because it was nice being able to have the other
Have the
parent
time
there
as
so
well.
that I could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of sea swims.
Yeah, do you know what? And actually, in fairness to you, before we left, you were like, I'm going to try and do a sea swim every day.
Yes.
And you pretty much did. I think you did that like 6 of the 7 days.
6 of the 7 days. I didn't get it on the first day because the tide was so far out. It's so far out.
As in, like, you could be walking over a kilometre, I think,
So
to get to the
Davey and
water.
I walked on the first day 1.5 kilometres to that no, sorry, it was 1 kilometre. And then 1 kilometre back. So and then do you remember then we were calculating the steps that day?
Yeah.
And I said, but Davey actually did everything with me. Everything that I walked, Davey did, because I went on a walk very early in the morning because he woke up and I said to him, do you want to go for a cycle with Mammy? And he's like, I do. So the girls were still asleep. You had a nice little lie on. The girls were still asleep till 8:15. And Davey and I got up at 6:30, 7:15 in the morning and we went straight out. So we walked for that first hour and then came back. Then we went to the beach that day. He walked 1 kilometre and a bit with me.
Yeah.
So like he walked as many steps.
That's great
And
going.
what else did we do? Oh, sorry, that day. So this was the day that caused the issue with the bag. It was the first day.
Which bag are we talking
We
about?
went crabbing on the first day. This day was the day that brought clammy bag into our lives. It was a fabulous day. We went crabbing that morning, did we not?
So if anyone's not familiar with crabbing, it's where you go and you have like a string.
Yes.
And in the bottom of it, you have like a net with bacon attached to it. You put
Yes.
it down into the water and crabs go mad for it. And you pick them up, you put them in the bucket and you collect them. The kids find it all exciting. And then you just throw them back in the water at the end.
Yes, that's exactly it. And I had a red bag with all our stuff in it. And it was like it smelled like, fishy bits, didn't it really? Like in the crabbing sections.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Because it was like a place where people would like load their boats in and
Yes,
out. And
so
lots
that
people
kind
go
of
crabbing there.
smell, and it was fine. It was like all bearable. No one kind of didn't like it. It was a lovely fresh smell, right?
Yeah.
Then we went to the beach, and then after I brought Davy to the water, Ayla was in a pisser that I didn't bring her, so I brought her down to the little water,
I
which
know
she
was in a
refused to
pisser,
go
'cause
to.
The whole time you're going with Davy,
I
she
had
was
a-
going fucking balubas with me.
I had a lovely time with Davy, and Carl was just sitting there with 2 pissy girls.
Ash came back and she was like, yeah, all right. And I looked like Tom Hanks coming off the island. I was like, yeah, fine. It was absolute carnage.
So anyway, I had a great holiday. So then we went to the beach. We brought Ayla down to that little water part, and I was like, "This is where Davy and I walked." And she had a great time because she was like, "This is the water that Mammy and Davy walked to." It was literally 2 meters away from me.
Yeah,
She was
yeah,
happy
yeah.
out. And in that water, she picked up a closed clam. And she was, "I want to hold it in my hand, Mommy, till we get back to Daddy." Right?
Okay.
Which she did.
Yeah.
And then I thought she threw it away and threw it in the sand.
Yeah.
Okay. The little wagon threw it into the red bag. Didn't know that it was in the red bag.
See, I didn't even know that it was a closed clam. I just thought it was a shell.
No, it was a closed clam, right? So 2 days later, there's a smell coming from the bag. And to say in the hall, I
the
was
smell of
sniffing everything. So I knew it was coming from the red bag. And I just thought, do you know what? I need to wash this bag out later because it must be from the crabbing water or something like that. That's
just
what I was
thought-
thinking.
Thought you just needed a shower.
Sorry, this is a really long story. Anyway, so here's me clearing out the bag then later. And then I found the open clamshell.
Oh, God.
To say. So I brought out your cousin on the two of us. We're like,
So had it opened?
it had opened.
So was there clam inside
couldn't
it?
find the clam, so it was probably in the washing machine at that stage.
Oh, the poor clam.
Yeah.
Do
Sorry,
they have,
clam.
Do they have it like consciousness?
Well, it's a type of fish. Ask Aero. I presume like it's a type of fish. I've never had a clam.
Okay, hang on.
Clam.
Do clams have consciousness? Like, would they know what's going on if, say, for example, they ended up in a washing machine?
Probably not in the way we mean consciousness. Clams have simple nerve networks, so they can sense touch and changes in light or vibration and then close their shells as a reflex. But there's no good evidence that they have subjective awareness or any kind of inner experience. So in that washing machine example, they'd react to stimuli, but almost certainly not know what's happening.
Okay, but
Pain and
oh yeah, pain. Tell me about pain. Can they feel pain? Oh God.
I'm checking that. It's a tricky one because pain is a subjective experience.
Go away.
Can
Say,
I?
Why
Sorry.
has she gone so sensual?
Because you're obviously listening to so much bloody ASMR.
Say she's really like.
Yeah, exactly.
Bloody
Bloody Arrow is like, clam me, Carl.
What is going on? She's
Let
gone.
me bet my clam out for you.
She's trying to seduce me.
Can you stick your towel
Stop.
in my clam shell? Oh. Thank you, Arrow, for your input.
Wow.
So anyway, I had to wash out Clammy Bag. So forevermore, that bag will be called Clammy Bag. The kids know it as Clammy Bag.
Just to add to the nature talk, we were out the back garden and we could just hear this like, or something a bit like that.
Do the sound. Get the sound. See if any of our lovely listeners know
Okay.
what we were listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started hearing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one there.
So we started hearing that and we were like, whoa, like what the fuck is that? Because we didn't know. Now, if anyone isn't familiar with the Merlin ID app,
Sorry, can I just be clear? We know what that is.
we know that.
Yeah.
But the one we had was more like, "Nyeh."
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a bit more like, it was quite kind of monkey-like.
Yeah, well, I was kind of referring to it as, it's one of those eerie sounds. You know when foxes are having the ride?
Yeah.
And that's a real, that's like the banshee howling.
But I'm pretty sure that's probably where that
Yeah.
came
But
from.
it reminded me of, oh God, what is that sound?
We
It's
all-
that type of an eerie sound that it all took us by surprise.
Kids were gone to bed. We're all sitting at the back having
Getting
a
eaten
drink.
alive by mozzies.
Yes. And then anyway, we heard that and we're like, wow. So anyway, Nick pulled out Merlin ID, which if no one uses that, it's basically Shazam for birds. It's unbelievable. And immediately it picked it up as a tawny owl, a female tawny owl, which was right above us. But what is it about your 30s and bird watching?
Can I just, this is how Nick came out with it. So he puts on Merlin. And the sheer excitement.
He was buzzing.
It's a Tony Owl!
He was so excited. He was,
To say the four of us were elated.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my God.
Oh, it was very exciting. So anyway, the kids were buzzing then. For
So
the
then I
rest of the week.
told Davey about it the following day. But then can we talk about Davey? What's an easier way? He's a bit of a sensitive soul. So if you try and get him to be a bit boisterous, he's not really there.
Yeah.
Sometimes he will, sometimes he won't. but he wouldn't really go gun-ho into something. He wouldn't necessarily have the confidence.
He'd be
to say-
cautious,
Cautious, and
naturally
he
cautious.
wouldn't necessarily kind of go and say, I'm going to do that. And he'd always want us to help him, right?
Yeah.
But on our last day, we were in
Holyhead.
Holyhead, and we went to like a country park while we were waiting for the boat. And I was trying to avoid the playground because it was full of bigger kids at the time. I'm like, I need that to calm down before we bring ours in, so it'll be easier for us. So we went for a walk around the pond, we had a picnic, all of that jazz. And then on our way back up the car to load the stuff back into the car before we went to the playground, there was like a nature reserve foundation that had set up, and they brought in the birds of prey.
Yeah.
And there was a barn owl that they were letting some of the kids hold it.
Yeah.
So there was a queue, about 2 or 3, and Davey kept pushing forward, being like, I was like, no, you have to hold back. And I didn't think he'd go through and hold it.
He was fascinated.
And so determined. So then when it came to his turn, the man was like, are you sure? And I said, I think he is. And I said, Dave, are you sure you are? He's like, I do, ma'am, I do. I'll be fine. And I said, do you want me to hold your arm? And because then I was conscious of the bird start flapping his wings and everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm so excited to hold the L. So in his hand goes to the leather glove. Now, the guy did say, he is heavy, so you're probably better off supporting. Because
Yeah.
Davey's arm would just go straight down. He's like, and then he's going to go up his arm.
Yeah.
So he's like, will you hold his arm up? And I was like, yeah, perfect. So I literally was just holding his elbow, like balancing his elbow on my arm. But he put the barn owl onto his hand, and he was loving it. And then he was listening to the man talk, staring amazingly at the owl. Then he gets his right hand and starts petting his talons.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, sorry, where has this child been?
Yeah.
To say he was mesmerised. Then he said to me, can I touch his beak? I was like, no. You cannot touch his beak. The man said to me, he's probably the youngest I've ever had holding the L.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of him. And he did not want to give him back over.
He really showed on this holiday a massive interest in animals. As in, you know the way like kids are always interested in animals, but I was like, oh, I could really see him like wanting to work with animals when he's older. Now, obviously, look, all those things could change.
Yeah.
But he just like seemed to have a real
Fascination.
fascination.
But he's still talking about the tawny owl.
So
and the man
excited.
was like, that's a barn owl. And he's like, no, it's a tawny owl. I was like, no. But yeah, so I was like, come on, my son. I was so proud of him.
Yeah, it was great.
And I was like, I'm going to message some bird of prey centres when I get back so that I can.
Well, if anyone knows anywhere, if you're
Yeah.
listening to this anywhere in Ireland, that'd be good to go visit.
Because I'd love to keep that fascination up from. Anyway, go on. Carl, how love you. I've spoken for about half an hour. That's normally not me.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
And no, to be fair, you covered a lot of it because we're back from holiday, so we did want to get everything up to speed because when we recorded last week's episode, we were only there a day or two, so
Yes.
we've all the stuff we need to go through. One thing that you didn't mention
Go on.
about being there that properly I keep thinking about something that we ate. I don't know whether you tried it. We tried something very unusual, and I've never seen it in Ireland.
Oh, the poutine.
Nope.
The crayfish poutine.
No, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, because I couldn't have that because that was laced with garlic.
No, we could have
What
that.
did you have?
We had a battered jam sandwich.
Oh yeah, I didn't touch it because I was like, oh no, thanks lads, I'm full.
Okay, so I saw this and we were getting fish and chips, and in fairness, the fish and chips everywhere was unbelievable.
So this place was called Eric's Fish and Chips. It was at Drover's Orchard, which is also fantastic.
If anyone's thinking of a holiday to Norfolk, especially if you've young kids, I swear to God, I've never seen anywhere set up like it for kids. Like pretty much every restaurant we went to, or pub even,
Yes.
had a playground out the back garden.
One of them had a bouncing castle. The
Yeah.
Jolly Sailor had a bouncing castle.
It was unbelievable. And can I just say as well, the people were beautiful.
Yeah, everyone was so lovely.
You
You made friends with the neighbour.
I did. She was actually
she
from
came-
Port Rush.
Yeah, and she came out to say goodbye to Carl. She wasn't
did.
interested in any of us. She saw something in you. Maybe you were playing aeronautical sounds for her.
Maybe that's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. She just listens. You know?
Oh yeah, knock at the clams.
Well, anyway, great place to go with kids
Yes.
if you do want to go. But we went to this place, Eric's, and it caught my eye straight away. I was like, a battered jam sandwich. And anyway, it was, one of those things, it was like £3.50. I was like, I can't say no to that.
Yes, yeah.
I
yeah.
must try it. So they had
was to try it.
So we bought all the fish and chips, and then there was a battered jam sandwich, and they also did a battered gherkin.
Yes.
So anyway, we finished the fish and chips, and we're all buzzing to try the battered gherkin and the battered jam sandwich. Tried the gherkin first. I could take or leave that. Now, I'm a big gherkin fan.
Yes.
Bit soggy after being
Yeah.
in the batter.
I was telling the guys that I'm used to soggy gherkin, so I demolished it.
Oh my God. Give it a rest. And then the batter jam
You
sandwich
loved
comes
the
out.
jam sandwich.
Well, it came out, right? And it was like, imagine the batter you get in a battered sausage, just maybe a bit softer, maybe just a bit paler.
Yes.
But they covered it in sugar.
It reminded me when I saw the look of it. It reminded me of, you know, a Pop-Tart.
Yeah,
The look of it reminded me of a Pop-Tart.
a little bit. And then you bite into it. So you've got the crunch of the batter. Then the bread, I wouldn't say goes soggy. It's the bread kind of goes cake-like.
Is it like the fried, you know, when you fry bread?
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Because realistically,
Nice.
it's absorbed all the fat.
Yes.
Like, I swear to God, I would estimate that one batter jam sandwich, I would estimate it's 2,500 calories.
Do you think so?
Look, maybe I'm talking shit there. Like, there might be nutritionists who might be able to do a calculation of it. But, like, I'd say it's appalling.
Your daily intake.
But, and then you get through the bread and then there's the jam. And with the sugar on the outside, lads, I swear to God, a close to religious experience.
Sorry,
was.
you and your cousin Rachel were enjoying it.
Like, that's so we all shared it. Like,
Yes.
it was unbelievable. Like, so I just want to say, if you run a chipper and you're listening to this and you're looking for the next big thing, I swear to God, give that one a go. Then the other thing I just wanted to mention was, because we've spoken about Norfolk or whatever, but we were driving back to Holyhead. Now, we actually stopped off on the way. It was quite a long journey on the way there. And we were like, do you know what, let's split up the journey on the way back. And we called into Emily Barker's house.
We did.
So
and
Emily
Ollie.
Barker was my pro partner when I did Dancing with the
And
Stars. And well, Ollie is her boyfriend, who we became really close with the two
Yes.
of them.
Sorry, fiance now.
During the fiance, sorry, yes,
Engaged,
they're getting
yeah.
they're
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
married, and so we just said, like, you know, oh, we'll drop by. We'd love to say hello. And in fairness, Emily was like, "Yous are staying the night." They cleared out the room. She was like, I'm going to my mum and dad's house. Yous are staying in the house. They cleared the place out for us. In fairness, it was
Yes.
great. So it was just so nice to catch up and see how those guys were. And because it's mad, like, that whole thing was like, you know, from start to finish, about a 4-month process.
Yes.
And I did not know Emily before I started Dancing with the Stars. I remember walking out the door to find out who my pro partner was. And I swear to God, Ash said to me going out the door, I hope to God you get Emily Barker.
Yeah.
And anyway, I came home and I was like, it's Emily Barker. She was like, yes. But like, it's a very intensive process.
Yes.
And you just get like to know people really well. And I was so lucky because myself and Emily got along so well.
And both of you, and the reason why I wanted to get Emily is because her work ethic is unfounded. And I was like, I knew the two would be matched with your work ethic.
And like, in fairness, between myself and Emily just getting on and working so well as a partnership.
Yes.
And then like you and Ollie, yous got on so well.
Yes.
And we were just like a great little team.
Yes.
And my sister.
And then your sister Emma
got
as well.
really on board.
It literally was like the dream team when you were doing Dance with the Stars.
Oh, yous were brilliant. Like, I mean, in the back, like, yous were organising, you know, for people to go and watch the show in the local pub, and the whole
Yes.
local community got behind us. Anyway, there was all that jazz. It was great. But it was just so nice to see Emily and Ollie, because it's been nearly 2 years since we've seen them.
Yeah, because we saw them last when I was pregnant with Bavine. So it would
Yeah.
be about 2 years. Yeah.
So they hadn't seen Davy since he was much
They hadn't
smaller.
actually met Ayla because Ayla was asleep when they got to the house. Do you
Yeah,
remember that?
It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was just a lovely little kind of reunion as we broke up the journey back to
It was
Holyhead.
actually such a lovely night.
We
I thought it
did.
was lovely.
We just
And
sat
the
at the
kids
back
loved it
drinking.
because they knew that they were going to Emily's house. So they were just like happy out to be staying and sleeping.
Because
in.
they've seen the videos
They
and stuff.
loved it.
Yeah, it was.
And then Ollie, remember, taught them how to roast marshmallows.
Yeah.
Oh, they loved it. They had such a great night.
we had a few glasses of wine, and then Emily and Ollie were getting an Uber to her parents' house. And as they were leaving, Emily turns around, we're giving everyone a hug, and she goes, "Thanks for having us." I was like, Emily, this is your house. I was like, thank you for having us. She's like, oh yeah. But anyway, the point I wanted to make was getting there because they live around Nottingham.
Yes.
So the drive from
Mansfield.
Norfolk to Nottingham and Nottingham to Holyhead.
Yes.
We kind of crossed over, like, you know,
We kind of did a
midsection
loop into north. So the thing is, initially, when I had asked you, I said, she lives around Nottingham. I said, so we could stay in Nottingham or we could stay in Stoke. So which would you prefer? Do you want to message her? Because I thought she lived in Nottingham.
Yeah.
So she does live close to Nottingham, but
Probably
Nottingham's
half
still
an hour.
about half an hour away.
Yeah, yeah.
So by going up to where she lived, we added an hour onto our journey.
We added a bit on, but
Yeah.
it was worth it. But basically, we went through went across England and
Yes.
into Wales. Lads, I swear to God, why is no one talking about how beautiful it is in England? I didn't know.
I know why they're not talking about it. Because their roads are so shite that they can't take their eyes off the bloody roads.
Now,
Sorry, that's another thing that we need to address.
well, now I don't know whether it was just the route we were taking.
No.
I was surprised at the
No.
lack of motorways.
Sorry, and we've driven
was
out,
surprised.
yes, around London you have your motorways coming out, but still not great in London. Like, both of us have driven London. Not great. Like, the ring road coming around London is not great. The roads in the UK, and I don't know why we're not, we should be a lot more prouder of the roads we have over here.
That's one thing we've really benefited of off the back of
The European
being
Union.
part of the EU, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Because you actually do notice it a bit when you go up to the north of
Up
Ireland.
north as well, yeah.
It's like, the roads they're decent, but there's not as many motorways.
Yeah.
There's, and by the way, I know there's going to be people listening here in, parts of the country that aren't served by motorways, that are still underserved as such.
Yes.
But yeah, it's definitely something we've benefited off the back of joining the EU.
Yeah.
Is our road network is pretty good.
It's very, very good. So that's why I'd say they can't take their eyes off the road because the roads are so shite.
Well, I'll
but
tell you
back
this,
to the views. Go
lads,
back to the views as a passenger.
Ireland is famous for being a beautiful country.
Yes.
I swear to God, I didn't know how gorgeous it is in England.
Can I just say,
We're going
Carl,
through the Dales.
you're a changed man. Here you are going to Ascot.
Yeah.
Here you are saying how great.
I drank the Kool-Aid.
And you are sailing along.
God save Okay, let's leave it at that. And then I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, the only other thing I want to mention is we actually missed our boat. The traffic. Anyone listening in Wales?
Shocking,
lads,
because of the shite road.
For fuck's sake, the traffic in Wales was madness. And I wouldn't mind. What's worse is it's called the Something Wales Expressway. I was like, you're taking the piss calling this an expressway.
Depressway.
It was But anyway, we missed the boat by a few minutes. But it was actually, I have to say, in fairness to the two of us,
Yes.
at no point were we stressed.
No.
We actually were just like, yeah, whatever,
Because
it'll
you
be
have
fine.
to take what comes in these scenarios.
And anyway, we arrived and myself and Davey went in and we were like going, okay, Grant, we'll just see what time the next boat was at. It was at 7 in the evening. So we're like, okay, that could be tricky in terms of the kids will be getting tired, getting ready to go to bed. So I asked them when I was transferring the ticket, I was like, the girl at Irish Ferry, she was really nice. She was Welsh. And I was like, what's the story with a cabin? And she was like, have a look here. She was like, yeah, there's a 4-person cabin here. She was like, okay, listen to this. I was like, it's going to be a minimum of £100.
Yes.
Okay. Surely it's going to be more than that.
Yeah.
She goes, it's £50 with a window. I think this is what the price she gave me. It was something about like £50 with a window. And I think 45 without. Now, I don't know if that's the standard price. I don't know if she was being sound at the time because we'd missed the boat. I don't know.
We also got a flexi ticket so we could change our ticket to a different sailing.
Don't quote me on that
Yes.
price. It might change. But my good God, is that not the best? In euro, it's about €60.
Yes, yeah.
That is possibly the best €60 we've ever spent.
And to be honest, it was such because on the first trip over on the boat, the kids were like, oh my God, we're at the cinema, we're going to go to the play area. And we knew if that was the case, it would be absolute, we would get very cranky children later
Yes.
on into the boat because it was 11 o'clock that we were docking at in Ireland. So you came up with the best idea, got the cabin, and that was I got them in, we got them showered in their PJs, and everyone, all of us, the whole family fell asleep.
We all got a shower. We all got
a shower.
to have a nap.
Yeah.
It was heaven.
It was absolute heaven.
Well, I worked it out. It worked out like €12 a person.
There you go.
Anyway,
Greatest
so
idea ever, Carl.
just keep that in mind if you're going from Dublin to Holyhead or
And
vice versa.
The best part with the cabins, you get priority boarding.
Yeah, as well. So it was brilliant. Okay, do you know what, Ash? We've bloody rambled on now about holidays and the week that we've had. So let's skip Sniper Alley for this week. Let's go straight to Angie's box. What do we have?
So Angie's box, she was giving us a good lick when some of these came in, right?
Go on.
So Angie's first one that she's pulled out of her box came in from Aoife.
Go on.
Aoife said, have my hen party in Kilkenny this weekend buzzing. Aisling, tell us about your hen. I think this is something that we should chat about in one of the correspondence catch-ups. I have different viewpoints on a hen.
Okay, but maybe just give a very brief overview of your hen.
I have such a huge group of different groups, shall we say.
You've lots of different groups of friends.
Lots of different groups of friends that I said it would be so impossible to put us all together. And the main group that we have, which is like the green crowd, we're all in this patch of grass, that group was decimated with either just having babies or pregnant. So I nominated one of my bridesmaids and I said, it is your job for a hen. I said to her 3 weeks out, I think, from when we were getting married, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I just said to her, do you know what? Let's just get this, like the nursing girls. It's like, let's get them. And we went out for drinks.
Yeah.
That was it. That was literally
You
what
were
a hen
very
was.
low key for your hen.
I was very low key, but also I was also very low mental health wise.
Postnatal, yeah.
And then also it was just COVID. We had Dave, like we're still coming out of COVID. We had Dave. It was that whole thing of whether you're terrified or not. And I was like, I want to keep clean for the wedding. So it was all about that. But in saying that, we've still said we're going to go to Ibiza.
There's unfinished business there.
My Ibiza.
Yeah.
My Ibiza hen.
Okay, well, anyway, look, we will properly get into the whole hen thing at some point on the correspondence catch up on the bonus episode.
Yes. This one came in from Mary Fox, Carl.
Go on, Mary.
Did you ever research the artificial grass brush that you spoke about on an earlier podcast?
So I was talking about one of these things. If anyone missed this, we put artificial grass into the back garden. I have to say, Jesus, what a year to do it, because the weather's been unbelievable. The kids have got so much use out of the back garden.
Yes, yeah.
It's been unbelievable. Like, in fairness now, for us as a family, really has suited us. But one of the things I was looking at, which is mad, is like, with normal grass, you're kind of like mowing the lawn.
Yes.
But with synthetic grass, obviously it doesn't grow, but you kind of need to clean it every so often. So there's, different things you can do. There's like enzyme cleaner you can get for if you have a dog or whatever like that, so it doesn't start to smell. So I've done that once or twice, and you kind of just like spread that across and hose it down or whatever. But then the other thing you can do that I spotted was it looks like a lawnmower.
Okay.
But it's actually like a brush that brushes all the fibres up. It looks like a lawnmower, but it's a brush that brushes up the fibres of the synthetic grass, but it also is like a hoover. So it
Okay.
kind of, any dirt or anything like that accumulates, it all sucks it up and it cleans your grass for you. So I did look into it. What I will say is they seem really hard to come across. It's kind of like, there was a company that made them, and it was like they were testing the water to see how popular they would be.
Yes.
And maybe they weren't that popular. So I think they must have stopped making them. I'm not sure of this. This is my theory. So there's not that many of them going, or if they are going, they're mad expensive.
Yes.
But I think it's probably something to keep an eye out for, because I reckon they will become more popular. In saying that, we can use our stick vacuum, our shark,
Oh, yeah.
and I've hoovered the grass.
I hoover the grass as well.
And it actually works great.
Yeah.
So, what I did then was get a rubber brush. Specifically, you can get them on Amazon or whatever like that, and you can use that to brush up the grass. What?
Sorry.
What? What?
Just a joke. You remind me of a joke that we used to say when we were kids, right? When I say a sentence, you have to say rubber boobs.
Okay, right. Okay. Okay.
Pamela Anderson has.
Rubber boobs.
She had an operation to have.
Rubber boobs.
She's asked you to.
Rubber boobs. Jesus Christ.
When you said rubber brush, I was like rubber bush and then rubber boobs. Anyway, there you go. Childish humour.
What else? What else do we have?
This one I thought was very interesting, and actually it's very important to note. Came in from Nikita. So, Irish Sign Language. You guys' opinion on? Do you guys have an opinion on teaching the kids ISL? Ash, pediatric medical perspective, 1. And then 2, I work in the deaf community. The kids are sponges for language, and it can mean inclusive society. So can I go first on this?
Yes, because I know you have something definitely. You've a bit of a tie here.
So, what's my tie?
Your mum.
That's what I was about to say, yeah. So my mum she has done a course, well, she did a whole diploma in sign language. So she has done it and she's looking at finishing off on her degree with that.
Which, by the way, can I just say, I find that amazing because there's no one in your family's deaf.
Yeah.
Your mum just
took it on herself.
Which is absolutely class.
And I've often brought this up in work. So when I was in London, so over here we have it's not sign language, but for a child that is unable to communicate or non-verbal, they will use a language called LOV. So I would know LOV. And then in the UK, and the only reason why I taught myself LOV, so I ended up doing the course over here. But the only reason why I did that was because in the UK, there's a language called Makaton, which they use for non-verbal children.
So what would be the difference between the likes of love compared
it's just
to
like
sign
say
language?
like it's just very like it's kind of one word motion, so like music and things like that. Do you know that way? It's one word, one movement words, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
And all very small, just more so. It wouldn't be like spelling out things. It's more about, it's just a way of them to communicate.
Very much simplified.
Mom, dad, music, play, drink, food, hot, cold, that type of thing. Just to get them by toilet, things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's Makaton in the UK and then Love over here. But I discussed it before in work. I was like, we need to be looking at, I know there's a whole thing of CPD in work, we have to do continuous education and stuff, which is more in regards to the medical side of things. But I was like, from a holistic communication point of view, we need to be doing it. So, and that's why I'd speak a lot more Irish in work. There was a little girl when I first moved back over here up on one of the surgical wards, and she was 3 and she came down from Gweedore in Donegal.
Yeah.
So all she would speak is Irish. So to her, and she knew nothing outside of speaking Irish. So I felt so sorry for her. Mum was like, she's really daunted by it because she thought we were like a foreign country effectively because she had never heard English before.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're living in a country where our national language is actually Irish.
Yeah.
And our mother tongue is Irish. So
Yeah.
actually we should be speaking Irish more. So I actually make a conscious effort to speak Irish more. So if there are kids like that in work, you shouldn't have to get a translator for her, or parents shouldn't be the translator.
Yes.
Do you know that way? We should be communicating with them. And I felt the same way then like that for sign language.
Yeah.
So we're not giving courses to do sign language and work. And I do feel like that's something that should be offered.
Funny enough, I had a similar experience where I was working on something. It was to do with the Late Late Toy Show. And it was the first year they were going to have ISL
Oh, yes.
for the toy show. And they were filming a few bits beforehand to kind of promote this fact. And I remember there was this beautiful little kid. She came in, and it was so funny. I hadn't really thought about it until we were there in the moment, but I had no way of communicating with her, and it actually felt like I was like, this is such a failing on me and us as an organisation.
Yes.
In that, like, she had people there with her, but like we had to go via them to communicate
Yes.
with her, and I was just going, God, do you know what? Like, that's not right. Like, we should have basic sign language.
I think we should.
To be able to at least communicate loosely.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Actually, maybe, who sent that in? Nikita or anyone else. If there's maybe a couple of good resources for learning basic sign language. I'm sure there'll be a few people listening to be interested.
I actually, in fairness now, have not looked into it.
Yeah, I'd love to know. So you can send us a DM or send us an email, howyouloveyou@gmail.com.
Yes.
And we'll bring that back in one of the correspondence sections.
Yes.
Okay. I think that was a nice little episode. We'll see you on Saturday for the bonus episode. We'll catch you then.
Okay, slan.